Week 2 is here, everybody, and it is a good time. Week 1 just finished up. Monday, of course. Today's Wednesday now. And, tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. You see it on screen already. Giants taking on Washington. By the way, I do need to say that when I do these videos, there's not a specific schedule. As in, I don't have an upload schedule. It's not like it'll come out on Wednesday at so-and-so time. No. It's really just whenever I get to filming and whenever I edit them. Because, after Monday Night Football, all I have is Tuesday and Wednesday. I have 2 days to do it. And I happened to be busy yesterday, so it's Wednesday at 6:35 p.m. right now. And I have to upload this video tonight. Maybe I'll upload it tomorrow during school, actually. I could do that. I've done that before. So, here we go, you guys. By the way, when I upload a video, I should say this too. It'll be on the hour. As in, I won't upload it at 6:36 p.m. Like right now, 6:36 p.m. It'll never be out at 6:36 p.m. If it's my second channel in my Hot Wheels Monster Jam Racing NFL videos, then those videos kind of come out at random times because I don't care about them as much. But as for these videos, they'll always be on the hour. 7 p.m., 3 p.m., 10 a.m. I don't know when they'll come out. But they'll be either Tuesday evening, Wednesday sometime, or Thursday, maybe during the day. Maybe I will upload it during school. I don't know. But that's going to be it for that part. My picks were terrible last week. I actually did really bad. I got the Bucs game right. I picked the Jaguars and the Texans won. I picked the Titans and the Cardinals won. I picked Washington and the Chargers won. I got the Panthers right. I picked the Bills and the Steelers won, but everyone was surprised with that one. I picked the 49ers and that was right. I picked the Falcons and the Eagles won. The Seahawks game was right. I picked the Vikings and the Bengals won in overtime, which is sad because I'm a Viking fan. But, by the way, actually right now, let's just play it right now. I actually have my live reaction. I was filming my live reaction to Greg Joseph's 53-yard field goal to tie the game. So here's that one.
There's a 99% chance he misses. Something like that. The Houday Bear. Tiger. $300. Deal?
No. He might have it.
Yes!
As well as I also have my reaction to the fumble. To be honest, I actually didn't. It wasn't like typical Minnesota. You'd think like he fumbled, they had a chance at winning the game, and you'd think you're like, no. I was just kind of like, you serious? I wasn't actually that. I was in the video. You'll see. I say that is the most Viking thing I've ever seen. So I wasn't that mad because I kind of expected it. Sometimes as Vikings fans, we expect the worst. Switch it back.
Will hand it off to Dalvin Cook. He's up for a gain of about.
Dude, no, he didn't.
No.
He must have been down. That is the most Viking thing I've ever seen happen. But I got that game wrong because I picked the Vikings. I picked the Dolphins. Actually, that game was right. Chiefs game was right. The Broncos game was right. I picked the Packers and the Saints one, which was a surprising game. As a Viking fan, just so you guys know, also, I was not watching most of these games last week. I didn't watch Thursday Night Football because I wasn't home. I was working. The only Sunday game that I watched the full game was obviously the Viking game. The other games I just saw really quick. So, like the Packer game, I don't really know what's wrong with the Packers. So, I'm not going to have that special analysis because I wasn't watching the games because I was actually busy on Sunday evening. And then I watched part of Sunday Night Football, and I did watch the end of the Monday night game, which is a really good game. And yeah, before, I also do need to say, I changed my pick on Monday Night Football on Sunday during the Viking game. Max was here, and I told him the Raiders will beat the Ravens due to the Ravens' injury issues that they have. Because I think I made my video before Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards got hurt. I'm pretty sure I made my video before. So then I changed my pick, and it was right. The Raiders won. He said the Raiders won't win, but I said yes. So here we go. That took a long time to make the intro. Giants, Washington to kick us off. This game is on the NFL Network Thursday night, which is tomorrow. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, Christina Pink. Same old duo on Thursday Night Football like always. As for this game, the New York Giants lost to the Denver Broncos this past week. Saquon Barkley made his return from injury. I had him in one of my fantasy leagues, and he didn't do very good. But then again, he also didn't really go 100%, I don't think. So will he be going 100%? I don't know. We'll just have to see. The Washington football team took a 1 or 2 point loss to the Los Angeles Chargers at home this week. Washington should be rebounding from this game, and that is what I think will happen. Even though Ryan Fitzpatrick is hurt, he's on the IL, and we don't know how long he'll be out for. I don't remember the exact injury, but I don't know how long he'll be out for. But even despite that, they have Taylor Heineke, the former Viking. Even despite the Fitzpatrick injury, I'm still going to go with we'll go with Washington. We're going to go with the Washington football team, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win because, Danny Dimes not very good. Saquon, we'll just have to see how much workload they put on him. And this game's a big question mark to me. But we're going to go with the Washington football team to take the win over the Giants. In case you guys didn't notice, I should address too, that's a different set than last week. Last week, it was on a big, tall, it was on a tall item that I put it on. This time, that would actually belong to my sister, and she just moved out today. So, I had to use something else. So, this time it's filming upwards because this is really short to the ground, and that was pretty high up. That was like eye level with me. But this time, that one's all the way down, so I'm looking downwards to see you guys. But we've got the Patriots and we've got the Jets coming up next. This game is an early game on CBS. Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, Melanie Collins. Kevin Harlan, one of my favorite announcers. He called the Broncos-Vikings game back in 2019. That was the game the Vikings were down 20-0, and they came back to win it 27-23. But for this game, Patriots and Jets. The New England Patriots took a 1-point loss to the Miami Dolphins last week. Stephon Gilmore, I believe he's on the list? I think he's on the PUP list, but I don't know for sure. I'll Google it here. Stephon Gilmore. He is on the... Yeah, I was right, guys. It is the PUP. Yep. Reserve PUP list, which is the physically unable to perform, if you guys didn't know that. So he'll be out for the first 8 or 9 games of the year. And then we've got the New York Jets that took a loss to the Carolina Panthers. Not really surprised by that one. Jets, well, I don't know how, what's his name looked. I couldn't think of his name last week, Zach Wilson. This time I remembered. How did he play? We're just going to Google it and see what the people think. I don't know how well he did. He did decent. Corey Davis, I don't know how well he did, but I really do like him as a wide receiver. But for this game, it's not a home game for the Patriots. Again, the thing is reversed for me, so it looks like the Patriots are home, but they're not. For this game, though, I am still going to go with the New England Patriots. 1-point loss isn't going to throw them out of contention, so they're still, I would say they have a possible wild card team this year. Hard to see them dethrone the Bills, but a wild card team is definitely in question. So we're going to go with the New England Patriots to take the win over the New York Jets. We have the Las Vegas Raiders and Pittsburgh Steelers coming up next. This game on CBS, it is going to be, or is it on CBS? Oh, nope, found it. Ian Eagle, my favorite announcer. Charles Davis and Evan Washburn, that's my favorite crew. I just enjoy listening to Ian Eagle. But the Las Vegas Raiders, again, they took a 33-27 overtime win back on Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens. Really entertaining game if you guys didn't see it. Game was back and forth. The Ravens kicked the game-leading field goal to make it 27-24 with only like 30-something seconds left. Raiders, 2 quick passes, and bam, they kicked the field goal. I believe their kicker is Daniel Carlson, who is the one who played for the Vikings, and the Vikings tied against the Packers, and that might have been his only game here, actually. He missed 3 field goals, so I'm not super fond with Daniel Carlson, but he's actually kind of good now. The Vikings kicker was actually good this week, but that's a side note. But, as for that, if you guys didn't see the game, again, they tied it. 30-something seconds left, 2 quick passes downfield, tie game, 27. And then the Raiders win the toss. They drive downfield. Looks like they're about to take the win. Beautiful pass by Derek Carr. Caught. Diving for the end zone. Called a touchdown on the field. So, of course, everyone's running on the field celebration because that's what happens. And then they look at review. No, he's down at the 1. Everyone clears the field. They go back. First down Derek Carr runs it. He gets stuffed. Second down before the play. False start penalty, moves the ball back to the 5, which is important because now they can't just run the ball up the gut for the easy score. And then what happened was second down, pass incomplete for the end zone. Third down, pass through the receiver's hands, off the Ravens dude's helmet, straight up, intercepted by the Ravens at the 5-yard line when they had a clear shot at winning. The Raiders did. So the Ravens are going down, and then all of a sudden, Lamar fumbles it. So the Ravens get the ball, or the Raiders get the ball back. I'm bad with team names today. Raiders get the ball back, drive downfield, and then finally they Derek Carr threw a really nice pass. I don't remember who it was to, but he threw a really nice pass for the touchdown, and that was the game. Really weird game. So that's really all I need to cover for the Raiders. As for the Steelers took a surprising win this week against the Buffalo Bills. I believe they were down 10-0 at halftime, and they came back to win like 23-16 or something. If that's right, I'm going to be surprised because I never get scores right. Guys, 23-16 was the score. I was right. I'm impressed. But yeah, Steelers came back, took the win. They actually looked pretty good. Even though the Raiders have momentum, it's a road game, it's Pittsburgh, so that's what I'm going to go with. The Steelers really did surprise me this week, and so I think that surprising momentum is going to carry into the home opener. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers to take the win over the Las Vegas Raiders. The Texans and Browns are coming up next. Yep, this game on CBS, another early game. Greg Gumbel, shared my thoughts on him last week. Adam Archuleta, AJ Ross. Don't know the other two, but I do know Greg Gumbel. Houston Texans took a win. That might be their only win of the season. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looked pretty flat from what I heard. And yeah, I was really just surprised that the Texans won, if I'm being honest. I also do have Brandon Cooks on one of my fantasy teams. I believe he plays there, right? If he doesn't play there, I'm going to be stupid, guys. He does play there. I was right. But as for the Browns, they lost. Close game. Could have won. If you guys didn't see, I was watching this part of the game, actually. The Browns punter, there was not that much time in the left in the game. Browns punter coming to punt, dropped the ball, and then they got stopped, which set the Chiefs up for the touchdown to, I believe it was Travis Kelce on the touchdown, and that gave the Chiefs the win, was really because of that. So, tough break for the Browns. So I honestly don't really need to explain much of this game. Texans are bad. They kind of got a lucky win. That might be their only win of the year. And the Browns are actually good. So we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns. They would have beat the Chiefs if it wouldn't have been for a couple of reasons, but fluke play. But either way, the Browns definitely had a chance to win, and that is why we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns over the Texans. This video is already really long. To be honest, I don't even know how I made them so short last year. They were all like 11 minutes. I don't even know how long. They were really short last year, and I don't know how they were so short. These ones take a long time, but that's because I go more in depth. I just kind of said if this were last year, I would have just said the Broncos beat the Giants last week, and the Jaguars lost to the Texans. Overall, I like the Broncos, so we're going with them. That's what I did. This time I try to go more in depth, even though that the videos are a lot longer. They're like 2 or 3 times as long. But I go a lot more and talk actually about players and stuff. So we got the Broncos and Jaguars coming up next. The Denver Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater, this team lost. Nope, they beat the New York Giants. They actually look pretty good. Teddy Bridgewater, I'm going to pull up his stat line for the week because I'm curious. Teddy Bridgewater, former Viking. I actually have his jersey still because I really enjoyed him. He was my favorite player. I was really impressed when I got his jersey. I was really happy because I got my Teddy Bridgewater jersey before every other Viking fan did. I was like one of the first people to have one around, so I felt proud of that. What? His stat line isn't showing up? Oh, found it. Okay, at the Giants. He went 28 for 36, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's actually pretty good. So Teddy Bridgewater did do pretty good against the Giants, and I think that could carry him into another good game here. Jerry Jeudy, again, he did get hurt. Something I believe his ankle. That means Noah Fant and Cortland Sutton could get more targets. So that's obviously a key injury, and I do have Noah Fant in one of my fantasy teams. So, guys, get this. I know I don't like to talk about fantasy here, but I still do. I had Ezekiel Elliott in one of my teams, and I started him and benched Gronk. Zeke got like 5 points, and Gronk got 29. So I got a little mad over that, but whatever. I have Noah Fant in a couple different leagues. I think I'm starting him in one of them, but I'm not starting him in the other. So yeah, pretty good week for Teddy Bridgewater. As for Trevor Lawrence, we're also going to pull up his stats too. I'm not going to do this to every single quarterback that's out there. Those are just a couple quarterbacks that I want to know. So, Trevor Lawrence. They actually have not a good team, but it's not bad. He went 28 for 51. Ooh, that's not great. 54.9 completion percentage. 332 yards, which is pretty good. But he also had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So that's not great. Teddy Bridgewater looked a lot better, and because of quarterbacking, even despite the Jerry Jeudy injury, we're going to go with the Denver Broncos over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I feel like the Broncos could actually be a pretty decent team this year. The problem is, for this matchup, the Jaguars they're going to be inconsistent, and we already know that. Again, last week was a game they easily could have won. Well, not watching it, they could have won, but like beforehand, just looking at it on paper, they should have been able to win, and they didn't. So they're very inconsistent, and that is why I'm going to like the Denver Broncos in this matchup. We have got the 49ers taking on the Eagles in this one. San Francisco 49ers took a win 41-33 against the Detroit Lions. The Lions actually almost came back, but the 49ers still hung on to win, and I still think they could be pretty good. Key injury is Raheem Mostert. He's undergoing, I believe, foot surgery, and he will be out for the season. So that is a key blow to the running game. So Trey Sermon and I don't even know who their other running backs are, and I'm not going to Google them. But for the most part, I also did not mention George Kittle last week. I was pointed out by Max in the comments that I did not point out George Kittle, so I will. George Kittle, I'm sure he had a pretty good stat line, so we're going to look it up. I know I said I was going to stop looking up stats, but I will, just for him. I just want to know if Kittle was good. 5 targets, 4 receptions, 78 yards, and that's it. So he still did decent, but yeah, that's it for that. Again, the Eagles actually did good. Jalen Hurts had a good game. Kind of surprising that they did good, and it's not going to carry into this week. I'm not going to talk much about this matchup. I'm just going to say Niners take the win over the Eagles. For this game, the Sunday Night Football was when the Bears played. They took a loss to the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know how good they look because I wasn't really watching, but as for score, it seemed like they weren't great. Cincinnati Bengals played against my team, the Minnesota Vikings, and they took a 27-24 win in overtime. From what I saw from the Bengals, as a Viking fan, obviously I was watching the whole game, so I saw them. This team could be good. This team can be really good. A lot of people are probably memeing on the Vikings because they're like, haha, you just lost to the Bengals. And I get it. It's a game they really should have won, but penalties were a big issue, and I'll go into that when I talk about the Vikings. But I know the Bengals are a team that they could have beaten, but the Bengals are an underdog team. Max is a Bengals fan as well. He's Vikings and Bengals. Those are the two teams he likes. He told me, like, this year could be the year the Bengals make the playoffs. And I'm like, no way, not this year. Maybe in the upcoming years, but not this year. And now that I saw week 1, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, whoever else, I can't think of their names, whoever else they got, Tyler Boyd, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, this team can be really good. Sure, their defense isn't the greatest. They were without Trey Waynes this week, the former Viking. And, yeah. But I do think that the Bengals could be a really good team. And because of that, you know what? I'm going to surprise you guys. A lot of you guys think I'm going to put the Bears. It would make... I'm pretty sure I have that game wrong, actually. Aren't the Bears at home? Sorry, guys. So the teams are flipped. Usually I always put the home team is always to your right side. Away team is to your left. But I have this game's flipped around. Bears are at home. As for this game, it's in Chicago. Home opener for Chicago. I don't know what jerseys they're wearing, but I'm kind of curious because they... Oh, wait, they're wearing their regular ones. I know that for a fact. For this game, upset pick right here. Actually, there might be another upset later. I don't know yet. I have not predetermined these picks. You know what? I'm going Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals. I think they could be a surprising team this year. Based on the way they played last week, Trey Hendrickson also had a good game against the Vikings. But then again, he was going up against Rashad Hill, who's not good. But I like the Bengals. So I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals with this one. It might surprise a lot of people. But Bengals are a team to watch out for. As for this game, Chris Myers, who called the Vikings game last week, Daryl Johnston, and Jen Hale are the announcers. And yeah. No, I just read the wrong one. That's Saints-Panthers. Rams-Colts, Kenny Albert, who is one of my favorite announcers on Fox, Jonathan Vilma, and Lindsay Zarniak? I don't know. Her name doesn't even English. But as for this game, Rams and Colts. Rams looked good Sunday night. Matt Stafford looked really good. I think this team is a Super Bowl contender. As for the Eagles, they're not a Super Bowl contender. Carson Wentz was back. Quentin Nelson was back. Michael Pittman, he was back, of course. But, yeah. For this game, though, I'm sorry. It's just hard to see. It's hard to see the Colts win. So I'm going to make this one simple. Rams take the win over the Colts. Yep. Bills and Dolphins coming up next. The Buffalo Bills took a surprising loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, like we talked about. They were up 10-0 at halftime, and they had a second-half mental breakdown. Then we've got the Dolphins, who took a 1-point win over the Patriots. I don't really know what else to say besides the winner in this match. I'm beginning to blank on things. I talked so much at the beginning of the video that I don't even know what to say anymore. Josh Allen didn't do great. Didn't look like a top 5 quarterback. Yeah, that's about it. Either way, Bills should be able to rebound, so I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills over the Miami Dolphins. It is the Saints. It is the Panthers. The New Orleans Saints put up a good game against the Green Bay Packers. Game the Packers definitely should have won. The game was in Jacksonville, and I'm going to Google Jameis Winston's stat line, because that is important here. I need to know how good he did. He had a really good game, though. Stats. He went 14 for 20 only. Okay. 148 yards, 5 touchdowns. Passer rating of 130.8. He also had 6 rushes for 37 yards. That is what you call... That's insane. 5 touchdowns on only 148 passing yards? How? Alvin Kamara must have gotten a lot. But I wasn't watching the game, so I don't know. As for the Panthers, they took a win over the Jets. Sam Darnold, we're going to look up his stat line. A lot of this does come down to quarterbacks, just so you know. I already have a winner of this game picked, but I just want to know. He threw, it doesn't say... He threw for 279 yards and 1 touchdown, no interceptions, for a passer rating of 102. For this game, based on the way the Saints played last week, if they can do that again this week and next week, who do the Saints play next week? Next week, the Saints play the Patriots. Okay, so another doable opponent. If the Saints can keep doing what they're doing, this team is actually a playoff contender, and I didn't think that, to be honest, at first. But this team is. Even without can't guard Mike Thomas, you already know. Then they've got, of course, AK-41, Alvin Kamara, Marquez. We had this, I think, issue last week. Marquez Callaway. He's good. But overall, it's hard not to like the Saints. So we're going to go with the Saints over the Panthers. We have got the Cowboys taking on the Chargers. The Cowboys are coming off a Thursday night loss last week in the season opener to the Bucs. It was a close game, though. Really good game. Cowboys actually put up a pretty good game. I liked it. And I do like the Cowboys. Then we've got the Chargers, who put up a 1 or 2 point win again. I don't remember exactly. Over Washington. And yeah, that's really all I need to say for that. 42 for 58 with 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception is Dak Prescott's stat line. Amari Cooper had a good game. I almost said Gronk, but that's the Bucks. That was their opponent. Amari Cooper had a good game. CeeDee Lamb did pretty good too. Ezekiel Elliott didn't do good because, of course, he's on my fantasy team and I started him over Gronk. But pretty good game. I just so you guys know, I might actually do a sleeper pick, and I might go with the Cowboys, and I'm not even joking. Justin Herbert, his stat line is coming up next. Guys, here we go. Justin Herbert stats. Okay. He went 41 for 37, 337 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for a rating of 85.2. He was sacked twice. If I'm being honest, Chargers, I like the Chargers. I'll be honest. I like the Chargers. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Justin Herbert. I like that on offense. But, I mean, the Cowboys, their defense, they actually held together. Well, I don't know how they held because I wasn't watching the game. But it seemed like they were able to overall keep stride with the Bucks. And that is what is important. So this is another sleeper game. I don't think this is more of an upset than the Bengals. But I am, no joke, sorry to anyone watching this that's a Chargers fan, because I know a Chargers fan. I am going to go with the Cowboys over the Chargers. Cowboys are my sleeper pick, but you never know around here. Cowboys had a really good game for the most part last week. They actually almost beat the reigning champion Bucks, and that is what I like to see. If they keep it up, I'm going with the Cowboys over the Chargers. Next up, we have the Titans and we have the Seahawks. I was really rooting for the Titans last week because they play the Cardinals. The reason is the Vikings play the Cardinals this week, so I wanted the Titans to win, so that would set the Vikings up better for this game. But no offense, but the Titans were kind of booty this week. And they're going up against the Seahawks. And just so you guys know, the Seahawks play the Vikings week 3. So again, I want the Titans to win this one. So, between this game, Tennessee Titans, A.J. Brown, as well as Julio Jones. So we're going to pull up the stats for all 3 players. I know that Julio had nothing this week. He did nothing. A.J. Brown, as well as the Cardinals really helped Derrick Henry. Henry didn't do much this week either. Okay, we got them, and last but not least, we're going to pull up Ryan Tannehill. I have Ryan Tannehill as a backup in 2 of my leagues, but I actually might start him over Lamar this week because Lamar's gone up against the Chiefs. So I'm probably going to start Tannehill this week. So, as for Ryan Tannehill, he went 21 for 35 for a 60% completion percentage, 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for a passer rating of 74.9. Not great, not outstanding, but, I mean, it'll get by. As for Julio Jones, let's find out right now his stat line. Nope, we're going A.J. Brown first because that loaded. A.J. Brown, 8 targets, 4 receptions for 49 yards and 1 touchdown. Julio Jones had 3 receptions for only 29 yards. So, Titans didn't do much. They were really a letdown this week. Defense, not good. They allowed Kyler Murray to throw 4 touchdowns and rush for 1. As for the Seattle Seahawks, they beat the Indianapolis Colts, and from what I think, they look pretty good. So, for this game, I don't know if it's a sleeper pick. To be honest, I don't know what team is favored, but I'm actually going to go with the Seahawks because, I don't know, just simply because of how the Titans did last week and because it's the Vikings, so of course the Seahawks are going to do good going into their matchup. So we're going to go with the Seattle Seahawks over the Titans. So, the Atlanta Falcons took a big loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. I picked the Falcons to win, and they did not do good. The Eagles beat the Cowboys in a close game like I already talked about. Gronk put up absolutely insane stats, and I wish I would have started him. And we're also going to look up Tom Brady's stats. I have Tom Brady as a starter in one of my fantasy leagues, and I was very happy with how he did. As for Gronk, he had 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is a recipe for a starter, and I should have started him. As for Tom Brady, his stats are pulled up right now. He went 32 for 50 for 379 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he still did pretty good. Brady had a pretty good game. Really, everything about this team is better. I'm starting Gronk in fantasy this week over Noah Fant, actually. So, yeah, we're going to go with the Bucs, though, in this game. Bucs are their legitimate Super Bowl team again this year, and the Falcons are nowhere near anything, especially with how they played last week. Easy pick. We're going to go with the Bucs on this game. You already know it. That's my team. That's the Minnesota Vikings. They're going up against the Arizona Cardinals. The Minnesota Vikings, again, they lost 27-24 in overtime against the Bengals, a game that they really didn't deserve to win. Vikings defense was not very good. Their pass rushing was good. Danielle Hunter, good. Michael Pierce was good. Really, their entire rushing unit was, or defensive end, and, well, their defensive line. It was good. As for their secondary, wasn't great. But this is also important to note because their linebacker, Anthony Barr, did not play this week. Or he did not play this past week. And will he be playing this week? I don't know. That's why I'm going to look at the injury report. I'm pretty sure he did not practice today, Anthony Barr. So that makes it seem like he will not likely be playing. I know it's early, it's still only Wednesday, but if he doesn't practice, hard to say. Anthony Barr did not practice today. Likely, I don't think he'll be playing. That's also important. Linebacker Nick Vigil was limited today. Hopefully he'll be back because Vigil is technically right now, he's their second linebacker with Eric Kendricks, EK, because Barr is out. Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle, likely won't be playing in this game again. Rashad Hill was terrible. Harrison Hand did not practice. To be honest, I don't know why. I don't know. Let's check out. This is the report for the Cardinals. Offensive lineman Kelvin Beachum did not practice due to ribs. AJ Green, wide receiver, he did not practice, but it was just resting, so he'll be fine. Also, wide receiver Nuke Hopkins did not practice, but also on rest. Offensive lineman Rodney Hudson did not practice due to rest. Linebacker Devin Kennard. Why did I say Devon? Devin Kennard did not practice due to a hamstring, and safety Charles Washington did not practice due to a thigh injury. That is important. 3 of them are actually injured. The other 3 were just veteran days. So, yeah. As for this game, offensive line for the Vikings, not good. They got called for 13 penalties, I believe. Not just their offensive line. The entire team got called 13 penalties. It was not good. They also, Dalvin Cook fumble. I'm not going to share an opinion. It was a 50-50 call. So I'm just going to give a no opinion on that one. As for the Justin Jefferson should have been touchdown, I'm going to give an opinion on that. Should have been a touchdown. If you guys didn't see it, Justin Jefferson, he definitely, to me, he looked pretty over the goal line, and I think it should have been a touchdown. The reason why that play was important was because it set him at the 1-yard line, but Mike Zimmer had to use a challenge, which lost him one of his timeouts, which was important later in the game. So, Justin Jefferson call, not going to agree with it. As for the Dalvin Cook call, that was no comment. Cardinals did a really good this week. They beat the Tennessee Titans. Nuke Hopkins did good this week. He had 2 touchdowns, I believe. AJ Green, not sure how he did. But Kyler Murray, he threw 4 touchdowns and rushed for another. Vikings are bad with mobile quarterbacks. We've seen it in the past. And as a Viking fan, it is really hard to see the Vikings win this game. So, honestly, pretty easy pick for me. We're going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not picking the Vikings because I don't really see any way they're going to win this game. Announcers for this game are Gus Johnson, Aqib Talib, and Megan Olivi, I don't know. But Cardinals could be a legit team if they played like they did last week. If they play good again this week, I will believe in the Cardinals. And if the Vikings play terrible this week, I will lose a little bit of faith. But hey, they got the entire season still. But if they want to be a serious contender, which is what they need, just a playoff spot is not going to save Mike Zimmer's job. They need a playoff win. This team needs to do something this year. They can't just have another 9-8 year. They actually need to win. They need to do good. They need to exceed what they've done in past years. That's what'll keep Mike Zimmer's job. If he doesn't do that, he's going to be out of there, and I'm going to agree. I've been a Mike Zimmer supporter for a while. I like Mike Zimmer. He's done a lot more than a lot of other coaches here. But now it is the time where he's been here. This is his 8th season. It is now time where Mike Zimmer needs to take this team to the next level. They can't just make wild card appearances. This team needs to take the next step. They need to win the division. This team needs to win a playoff game. And, yeah. But we're still going to go with the Cardinals. Easy pick on this one. Arizona Cardinals should be able to win this game pretty easily. This game, the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a close win to the Cleveland Browns. I already talked about that game. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off of an overtime loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. With all the injury issues, that's why I'm not starting Lamar. I'm going to start Tannehill over Lamar this week. Again, Ravens' injury issues are going to be a key thing this year, especially without Marcus Peters. That is going to be important that Marcus Peters is out because Tyreek Hill, obviously Marlon Humphrey will be on the coverage unless... Wait, is Marlon Humphrey a safety? This might be mind-boggling if I get this wrong. Marlon Humphrey. No, he's a corner. I was right. So, I think Marlon Humphrey, but with Marcus Peters, that would be a lot better than Marlon Humphrey covering Tyreek Hill. As for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't know if I might not play him this week. Either way, it's hard not to side with the Chiefs in this game. With all the injury issues, and I think this is where the Chiefs begin to get their season rolling. Yeah, we're just going to go with the Chiefs over the Ravens. As for this game, we have the Lions. Lions almost came back against the Niners, but they lost 41 to 33. Absolutely awful showing from the Packers. They lost, I believe, 38-3. They just didn't look good. But again, I was not watching the game, so I can't comment on what their problem was. But as for this game, I'm kind of just going to make a quick pick here. You know what? We are going to side with the Packers. But what is important to note is that the Lions could win this game. And I'm not even joking. If the Packers play like last week, the Lions could win this game. And it's not a joke. That's real. The Lions could actually win this game. Packers didn't look good. Lions were decent, except their defense is not good. They also still don't have any wide receivers. They just have T.J. Hawkinson and Tyrell Williams. Jared Goff, I don't know how he did, so I'm going to Google it. But I'm not going to Google how Rodgers did, because it was bad, and I know that. Oops, I searched up Jared Giff. Okay, here we go. Jared Goff, Detroit Lions. 38 for 57, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Passer rating of 92.6. So, Goff actually did pretty good. We're going to go with the Packers anyways. But, here's what's interesting. The Lions could take this game like I just said. But, if I went with the Lions, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Because I would feel more dumb if I picked the Packers confidently and the Lions won. I'd feel more dumb doing that than picking the Lions and the Packers win. I'd feel more dumb if it's a big upset. So, this game actually could be the Lions game, but who knows. But that is going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. That is going to do it for the week. Skol Vikings, they play the Cardinals, of course, like I already talked about. Probably not going to win. I don't expect to win. I expect terrible. Most weeks I honestly expect terrible going into the game. But that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and share with all your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, peace. Have a good night. Peace out. Skol Vikings.